Hi guys. Tom McDonald came out with another song and another video called Fake Woke. Let's see what this is all about. I'm curious to see what he comes out with now. Controversial? Yes. But that's what makes him interesting, right? Besides the fact, no, but I take that back because yes, he's controversial, but he is a lyricist. That's a fact. Man has bars and he can rhyme, he can put homophones, he can put words together. So let's see what he has to say. Fake woke.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers.
Alrighty. No, no. Cardi B is not the role model for a 12-year-old girl. Where have he heard that? Has anyone said that? Because I am into social media and I haven't heard or seen anyone saying that Cardi B is a role model for 12 years old. And no 12-year-olds should be listening to Cardi B. That's something that Cardi B says herself. Said, it's your kid. You got to control your kid. You got to be able to make sure that he or she does not listen to me.
Pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards. It's getting.
Oh man, why would he scare if he's going to get killed if he mentioned race? But why? I mean, one of the things that he does well is that the way that he talks about race. Actually, that's how I started following him because I heard the song White Boy. It popped up on my YouTube feed. So that's the first time I ever heard of Tom McDonald was when I saw that video. I listened to it and I liked it. I liked what he had to say. But yeah, people are.
Exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it.
What are you saying, Tommy? Why are you bringing up Eminem into this thing?
It's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun.
Fact. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. That's true.
Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be.
Okay, so he's referring to that cipher that Eminem did where Eminem says, and if you're having doubts, I'll draw the line for you in the sand. You know, either you're with him or you're with me. And, you know, this is a false equivalency right here because Eminem never told his fans that not to follow him because they supported Trump because Trump is gay bashing or because Trump talks bad about women because he said the grabbing women by the their private areas and because the way Trump treats women, the things that came out about Trump, Eminem never said anything about that. Eminem, the only reason he doesn't like Trump is because Trump has said and implemented executive order against Muslims. He wanted the wall. That's how he got his followers. He talked about Mexicans. The Mexicans were rapists because before Trump became president, he he had already done things such as not allowing African Americans to rent in his apartments complex in his buildings. So that's why Eminem came after him because Trump is a racist. That's it. Nothing else. And that has nothing to do with the way he talks about women or what he did with the tweet with the transgender, even though Eminem does mention it, but as an example how this guy spends so much time in Twitter. So this that he's saying right here, that's a false equivalency. Because he didn't ask him, oh, don't follow Trump. He didn't ask his followers his don't follow Trump or don't support me don't if you support Trump because Trump is a misogynist or Trump took out the transgenders out of the military. So why is he saying that? I don't know, but I hope he's not trying to get Eminem to come after him Cause, and I'm pretty sure that Eminem has to know who Tom McDonald is, even though Eminem says he's way up there. But when Eminem came out with the Side B song, the Side B CD, this guy came out with his CD as well. He came out with that song. I can't remember what the name of the song is, but whatever. They were both, and he was the number one. Tom McDonald was number one for a second there, above Eminem. So of course Eminem has to know who Tom McDonald is. What are you trying to do, sweetie?
Be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children, we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world.
True, true. The system wants you to shut up. The system doesn't like it when you speak up. They don't like it. They do not like it, and they will find a way. And we saw it now with what's happening with Robinhood and Google. Google taking out all those negative ratings that they gave to Robinhood, and here they come. Google takes them down so that they can have a good rating.
Now the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got me too or the rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame. They show fake woke. Fakes don't care about feelings.
Quoting Ben Shapiro there. Facts don't care about feelings. True. I wish that I wish that Ben Shapiro would have felt like that a year ago when he went off at the guy at the BCC, which he's what do you call this thing? A conservative.
They won't tell me what to believe in. Hey, so fake won't safe zones. They so fake both. Facts don't care what you feel. It's crazy all these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor because he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter, but his favorite artist said he slays hoes.
Well, there he's throwing. That's against the people from the Trump people. Hate his neighbor because he wear a mask or stay home. So the woke is most of the time the woke always lean towards the left. So he's bringing out, and he does this all the time. He walks into that fine line there, whether with the conservative and the liberals, with black and white, with everything. He's always walking that fine line. But that's a bar right there. You know, hates his neighbor because he stay home and he wears a mask.
Interrupt from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue because they choose what they erase. There's the difference between hate speech and
Censorship is an issue because they choose what they erase. That's true. They just did that right now. Google just did that with the ratings that they were giving Robinhood. Robinhood did that right then when they started uh, manipulating the stocks because people were doing the same thing that the hedge people were doing.
speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same.
Black Lives is the stupidest name. Okay, so he's talking about the stupidest name, not the movement. And Black's Life, maybe. I mean, the same thing because it should have been Black Lives Matters too, or also Black Lives Matter, not just because people think that it's when people say Black Lives Matter, they think it's only Black Lives Matter. It's not that. It should have been Black Lives Also Matter or Black Lives Matter too. I don't know, something like that, something to that extent of showing that they're not being taken into consideration, that they're being killed, that they're being murdered at a higher rate than other races.
I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided.
Yes and no. I mean, yes, it's true. I want to eat Thanksgiving, and we all do. But that's the thing, nobody's saying that because you have Thanksgiving dinner, which we all do. I go and visit my family, and I enjoy it, and I'm happy that we have those holidays off. But it's it. That's the thing. It's like you don't have to not enjoy it without not knowing what happened in the past. You have to be able to know what happened in the past. And we have been lied so much. History's been rewritten, it has been erased, it has been, we don't, we actually know less history than what we think we do. You know, a lot of the things, you know, Tulsa, Wellington, a lot of the stuff that happened in the back in the days, we were not taught. One of the first lies that we were taught were the Pilgrims were good people, and they were not. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, you we can enjoy our dinner, our Thanksgiving dinner, but let's keep it real. It was a massacre. There was a celebration of that massacre of indigenous people.
It's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves. They show, fake woke, fakes don't care about feelings, you know. They won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke, same old, same songs. They so fake woke. Facts don't care what you feel. Violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with the football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase. But you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless.
Well, that's true. That's like I said in my other video about when Greenwald and Jimmy Dore were talking about, and Jimmy Dore brought up George Carlin. That is totally true. They're for sales. Politicians are for sales, and we cannot afford them. And they get paid by these people who have a lot of money. So all the policies, all the laws, all the legislation that they pass is in their favor. And what makes it worse is that we have citizens, we have Americans who agree with that, who are okay with that. And they don't want to change that. They don't see that it's affecting.
Man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill when the side effects get you high. You get addicted like these rappers dying, fighting with sobriety.
Like this rappers dying, fighting for sobriety, fighting with sobriety. Good. That's a good bar right there.
Bring the facts, turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How we let them make great.
Ooh, bars right there. Trying to change amen, 8 man or amen to 8 men.
The facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety. I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How we let them make praying a microaggression. Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism.
Well, that's true. I mean, there was a comedian that said that. He said, and that meme was going around. He said, uh, you know, when I see a bike, I saw a bike and I stole it. And then I asked God for forgiveness. No, he said something like, I pray for a bike, but I know that God doesn't work that way. So I stole the bike and then asked God for forgiveness.
Used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. Just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
Pulling an Eminem there, you know, when Eminem is like, I'm just kidding. Pretty funny, but yeah, think of your mom, dude. Remember that I mean, you have a great relationship with your mom and your girlfriend. So everything he says is not true. The part about Cardi B, nobody's saying that she's a role model for 12 years old girl. And if they are, let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't see it. Maybe they said on TikTok and I didn't watch that. But all I hear is her condemning her and saying how she's a bad influence for women. And anyhow, no 12-year-old should be listening to Cardi B. Other stuff that he says there, yeah, they're true, you know. And the Black Lives Matter name, you know, it's not for me to judge, but they should have add the two and or also, and maybe people would just get over it. But anyhow, I'm just gonna leave it up to here. Thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Take care. Bye.